Offshore company for cryptos, pros and cons. Despite the fact that the emergence of crypto, especially Bitcoin, commenced quite a certain period of time ago, it wasn't until recently that crypto-based businesses started to boom. And here I'll lead you through some things to look at if this is your area. Now, firstly, what is cryptocurrency? There have been a lot of buzzes about cryptos. A large number of entrepreneurs, startups, and SMEs have been taking interest in the crypto world, and this booming trend seems to not stop there. So what is this? A crypto is simply understood as a virtual currency to act as a medium of exchange. It is structured by using cryptography to secure financial transactions of the coin ownership, verify the transfer of assets, and control the creation of extra units. Cryptos are mainly used as a form of payment to exchange online goods and services, such as digital transactions. In most cases, they are created beyond the reach of the central authority, but mostly maintained by supporters and communities. As opposed to crypto, fiat currency is a familiar term. Fiat being US dollar, euro, pound, etc. For example, are used in physical transactions and would all be issued and managed by the central bank. Now, how does it work? Cryptos work through a key tech called blockchain. This is actually a digital ledger or a decentralized network, including a large number of distributed computers to manage and record all transactions. It makes cryptos not depend on a central server/computer like central banking systems. How many types of cryptos are there? You cannot count exactly how many. This could be more than 2,000 cryptos out there. Some of the most popular cryptos include Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, Cardano, NEO, Zcash, and many others. Now, trading crypto, legal or illegal? In most cases, it's legal. There are some concerns about this aspect. These internet-based currencies are often thought to exist out of reach of national regulations, which means it's not illegal in its nature. Crypto used to be much in the attention due to a widespread crackdown in China on ICOs and crypto exchanges, such as Bitcoin in 2017. This action was enforced by the government in order to prevent the possibility of tax and regulation evasion in their country. However, the status of the legality and association with cryptos is actually different from each individual country. Some parts of the world, like the US, Canada, or some EU countries, do not allow the use of cryptos in some cases, but all digital currency related transactions obviously are all absorbed under regulated provisions and guidance by their governments. Since the popularity of the e-commerce industry, demand for online payment is significantly increasing, and thus the potential of the crypto industry is becoming more and more obvious. Many countries have recently showed their positive stance on crypto trends and allowed new regulations of making it legal presence in their territory. Some benefits of using offshore company for crypto. There has been a widespread increase in using offshore vehicles to enhance greater benefits for crypto transactions, especially Bitcoin. Particularly, off-coin company formation in crypto-friendly jurisdictions is one of the most recommended options for crypto traders. Why? Greater privacy and asset protection is one of the most important points. Privacy maximization is the top priority that draws crypto-based businesses to go offshore. It appears to be common that if the Bitcoin and its owners are more separate, there will be stronger layers of protection for this kind of digital asset. For this reason, keeping Bitcoin and other crypto in association with an international business company seems to bring the best of both worlds. Other offshore management vehicles that are also widely preferred include forming an LLC or trust for offshore asset protection. Tax advantage. Are you finding a solution for tax savings in crypto? Moving offshore is an excellent ideal. By having your coins stored by offshore companies, you may relieve the burden on a set of tax obligations as imposed in your home country. However, it depends on which jurisdiction you wish to incorporate your offshore company for crypto that the savings can be more or less significant proportions. Many countries like Finland, Belgium, or some parts of the EU are more likely to consider cryptos, including Bitcoin, just like a commodity or financial related service rather than a currency. As a result, they feel free to allow an exemption from VAT/sales tax for such Bitcoin businesses. Some other countries, on the other hand, like the US, where the IRS or Internal Revenue Service categorized Bitcoin in the list of assets for tax purposes, have imposed strict regulations on tax requirements for crypto businesses in the hopes to reach a more friendly option for crypto investment. And as we now understand why a lot of US based Bitcoin traders have increasingly kept their eyes on lower tax free jurisdictions. Now, challenges for offshore crypto based companies. New doors often go hand in hand with challenges, and crypto based companies moving offshore do not run beyond difficulties. Here are a few. Potential, but yet not yet practical. The key to mention is that you'll still need regular fiat money in your account to use in common situations, as not all companies utilize crypto for transactions in reality. Thus, the demand to transfer your digital currency to paper money or cash is inevitable. The similar problem can be seen in circumstances where you need to make payments requested by relevant services or pay monthly salaries for the company employees, but the in-charge agencies only allow certain settlement methods exclusive of cryptos. In some places, crypto is limited to accept only through some specific platforms like Revolut, Mr. Tango, or Kraken, which lead to difficulties in use. And we recognize with the great potentiality of crypto to many traders, but it's also clear that its practicality and the acceptance of its availability in purchasing goods and services of all walks of life may be a big matter of concern in the near future. Next thing is a few banks of choice. The first decentralized presence of crypto, which is Bitcoin, has actually emerged for just over 10 years. But currently, there are still many countries with no regulations on legal use of this form of currency. The absence of such regulations has obviously affected significantly the number of financial institutions which can allow their customers to get involved in crypto-related transactions. So far, it seems impossible for individuals and companies engaging in crypto-related businesses to open an offshore bank account, let alone banking in large and reputable banks. Solution for this problem that many traders were heading is to set up a virtual account or wallet with a financial institution, mostly a fintech-oriented company, to receive and withdraw money from their brokerage account. Some to be mentioned here are EMI institutions in Europe, Need Hong Kong, or TransferWise. These institutions put in place a really easy procedure so that you rarely receive a rejection. A big drawback of this is that not like traditional banks, a financial institution is less regulated, and most of them were just opened recently. So a wise way to cope with this situation while still benefiting from its openness to risky business is not to put all the eggs in one basket. Next thing is high risk of volatility. Bitcoin and other virtual assets are often considered as risky assets due to the fact that digital currencies are typically not kept under surveillance of governments. The price volatility often appears as a major consequence thereafter. Without any protection, traders of cryptos may suffer potential losses, and the price of cryptos may go up and down very suddenly. Key players in crypto trading publicly still remember the history case of Bitcoin volatility in the year 2017. This first blockchain-based crypto reached its peak of around 20,000 per Bitcoin in December 2017, and just 4 months later, a dramatic threefold plummet to no more than 7,000 in the price of Bitcoin was seen. Now, how to use an offshore company for crypto. Here are some classic cases of using such offshore vehicles for greater asset protection and privacy regarding crypto that you can use as a reference point. Establish an IBC or an International Limited Liability Company, LLC, then proceed to activate a paper wallet to keep your crypto in. This digital wallet can act with similar functions as offshore bank accounts, which enable relevant transactions of the wallet's holder to be secure and confidential. Many offshore jurisdictions with stringent privacy laws can even offer maximum protection from civil creditors. Moving your crypto offshore through forming two different international business companies, or IBCs. While the first offshore company, which is mainly funded with Bitcoin, aims at long-term investment, the second one will function as a trading company whose funds invested by the first company. The combination of private foundation and international business company. You can form an offshore company, international business company, for example, to be held by a private foundation, which is primarily operated for charitable purposes. The IBC can then receive Bitcoin as its share capital, provided that the offshore foundation allows donations sent in Bitcoin as well. Now, next one, setting up an offshore trust. Many high net worth investors with their coin fund reaching more than $1 million in value are often in favor of international trust for the best estate and asset protection. For most U.S. citizens in search of avoidance on IRS audits of their crypto account, the viable and most used option can be to take their self-directed IRA offshore and invest in crypto by forming an offshore LLC owned by their IRA. The aforementioned structures tend to add more layers between you and your assets, which translates into better privacy and asset protection, and your tax obligation is still hanging, and you can only deter it until you repatriate your profit. With that being said, earnings from your crypto investment can be reinvested 100% tax-free as long as you leave it offshore. Further considerations for offshore company formation for crypto. Obtaining licenses is necessary. As the aforementioned, many jurisdictions are still in the stage of analyzing how crypto should be treated in their countries, including the matter of licensing and regulating crypto-related activities. There is no confirmed answer for what types of licenses are required for crypto businesses in all offshore countries, but it may be varied depending on each offshore jurisdiction as well as the nature of their business. As a rule of thumb, if you're trading crypto for personal purposes, then a license is not necessary. Otherwise, opening a crypto-related business or trading crypto on behalf of others will demand one. If it is the case you need to obtain licenses for your crypto storing, trading, exchange activities, some popular types of licenses you should take into account may include crypto exchange license, financial service license, money management license, etc. CFC rules. CFC is Controlled Foreign Corporation, which refers to corporate entities owned and controlled by a resident of a particular country, but they are registered and carrying out their business outside of that country. CFC rules demonstrate how taxpayers should declare their foreign earnings, and CFC requirements may be varied from country to country, but all of them aim to prevent multinational corporations from tax evasions. Only some certain countries impose CFC rules, and if you're living in a country of residency with CFC rules, please check them before moving offshore. Some key takeaways. As of today, crypto is a trend, but it's also a topic of debate. The potentiality of cryptos is obvious, but it's sure that there must be some more considerations for traders and investors to engage in crypto-based businesses. And below are some highlights of what we just discussed. Firstly, crypto is a virtual currency based on the blockchain tech to facilitate the online exchange of goods and services. There are various types of cryptos, chief of which Bitcoin is the most popular. Whether crypto is legal or illegal is still a matter of debate, but generally it depends on each jurisdiction and the relevant business activities engaged in crypto to determine its legal status. Using an offshore company for crypto is a good option thanks to its set of benefits like greater privacy, better asset protection, or tax savings.